Okay. %52 completed. I was actually hoping I was more than 52% complete, because I want to be done with this game, actually. It's not quite as good as I thought it would be. There we go. Oh, sweet. That's probably gonna fall. I knew it. Ah. That better not be in the spikes. Okay, good. They cut me a break. Yeah, that's like Castlevania too. But at least in this one, you can't fall back through. I'm glad that the ground disappears once you fall through it. So there's all these silly items that, like, don't really do anything. Thorns braided with enormous patience by calloused hands, creating a protective symbol. Only unwavering conviction could prompt the creation of an item like this, and these feelings permeate its prickly surface. It protects its wearer from damage through contact. So, protects me from damage? Oh, through contact. Hmm. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't even... None of those relics really matter. I can't decide which one to unequip, so I just don't even bother. It's not going to change much anyway. Finally, that move did something. Ooh. Olive seeds. So I know where to take those. Aw, come on. Not able to view your live stream. It only took me back. Alright, well, let me see if I can send Abe the link to the one I'm doing now. Share. This could work. See if that works. I don't even care to read those. I'm not sure why you would want to go back under there, but oh, well, at least I got it. Hello?
Alright.
Hey.
I hear you.
Sweet.
Alright. This will be much easier to do than typing everything out.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn on the volume on the TV so that I won't get any feedback. Alright, there we go. I'm able to view your broadcast now.
Okay, sweet. Are you...
For some reason...
Is your voice being broadcast?
I don't think so.
Okay, it doesn't matter. My brother's probably never gonna watch it.
Let's see, hang on. Let me, broadcast. Yeah, for some reason, when you sent me the re-invite, it took me back to the very beginning of the video that you're recording.
Yeah. That's...
Which is weird, but now I'm able to see it. Now I see this in your sword. Next to that save point.
Yeah, I think you're usually like 15 seconds behind me.
No, but I kept trying to like redo the invites or accept the invites, and it would just take me back to the beginning where you were loading up the game and facing that boss.
Oh yeah, that's like the last stream.
Yeah, so I don't know why it did that. So I don't know if it's just PlayStation being weird or something.
Yeah, I hate to say I'm not surprised.
But I'm able to view it now. Yeah. I'm able to view it now, so that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, like I really was excited about this game, and once I got into it, I realized like
it's alright. right?
Yeah. It's like aspects of it are awesome, but there's too many problems with it to make it like a perfect game. It's a lot less than perfect in a lot of ways.
Is this the studio's first game? Or...
Yeah, it is. Pretty sure.
Okay, well,
yeah.
I could chop it up to like their learning curve and all that stuff, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe their follow-up game or something will be like, you know, something more polished.
Yeah. Yeah, the reviews I read about it were like average of... I just jumped in the spikes again. You'll see. You'll get to see how far behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were like all the things that people said they didn't like about it. I was like, yeah, but I still think it looks so awesome. It's beautiful pixel art.
I love it, especially the background. That's well done.
Yeah, like the tone and the set and setting and all that and the lore is cool. I thought I was gonna fall in those spikes again. It's easy to just miss that jump. It's not as easy as it looks.
You know, not retro gaming, but you know, these indie type of games.
Yeah, I really lately more and more I've just become less and less interested in AAA titles.
Yeah, I hear you. Because they put far too much work in, like, you know, loot crates and other BS I don't care about, and unlocking shit that I could care less about, and grinding, and yeah, it's I just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
But I did, however, download Link's Awakening, which was originally on the Game Boy, and now on the Switch.
Yeah, that's the remake. It's like a reboot, right?
Yeah, pretty much. But they got it down pretty much like 90% of how it used to be in the original Game Boy game. So I'm like, I have like 2 more dungeons and I beat it. Because it wasn't that long of a game to begin with. It was only like an 8-hour game.
Yeah. Yeah, I a lot of people have told me, like, for the types of games I like to play, like, I really should have a Switch. And more I'm seeing how that's, like, seems to be the case. Like, there's all the Nintendo property stuff that I would, like, I want to play Metroid Prime 4, or whatever the new Metroid Prime's gonna be. Is that even out yet?
I don't think it's out yet. But you know what they did release last month? They released the Super NES emulator.
Yeah.
And they're gonna do the thing where, like, you know, they release like new games every 3 months or so.
Yeah.
So basically, I got to play like Pilot Wings, which I've played since like Connell's house way back in high school.
Yeah. I'd love to get to play that game again too, because it's been I think I played it on an emulator, but yeah, I would like, that's the kind of stuff I totally would, I'd probably spend money that I shouldn't on stuff like that. I mean, I still have a working Super Nintendo and a pretty...
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I don't... The Nintendo was gone, dead and gone a long time ago, but I still have a working Super Nintendo, and I have Super Ghouls and Ghosts still, so I saw that you were playing that.
Yeah, that's... I've tried playing it, and I was like, you know what, this game was never my cup of tea. It was just too frustrating for me.
It is hard, yeah.
It's like, what, 2 hits and you're dead? I'm like, okay, I've had it. Where's that Game Genie?
Yeah.
Who have chosen wandering as the gentlest of penances.
I still, like, I had a friend over, and, like, I owned that game, so, like, I was able to beat it on the hardest setting, which...
Jesus Christ, are you real?
Well, I mean, like, to do it on the hardest setting, it's not. It's hard on easy, and then it's only a little bit harder for each harder setting. Because
legitimate setting. Okay.
Yeah, like it's just super hard on beginner, and then if you can beat it on beginner, then turning it up a difficulty each time only makes it incrementally harder. So, I mean, it's not that amazing that I beat it on expert. It's amazing that I beat it on beginner, I guess.
Oh shit! Wow.
I couldn't do it today, but like, you know how you gotta get.
Quarter century ago, yeah.
yeah.
God damn, how old are we?
Oh, jeez, I know, right? Like, I must have wasted.
About to turn 40 in like a few months.
Seriously, I'm basically 40. I mean, I can still say I'm
like
in my late 30s.
2-3 months, yeah.
Yeah, it's coming.
In January, if I remember.
Yep, you're right. Jesus, that's 3 months.
For me.
Yeah.
No.
You're more than halfway through your 39th year.
You know what? It's been a good decade, I gotta say. Despite its ups and downs, I have to say this was a pretty damn good decade for me.
Yeah. That's good.
What is that that's in front of you? Is that an old man?
Yeah, he's got like a weight.
He looks like a damn goat or something.
I don't know how good the streaming quality is. It's probably not that great. But he always wants you to
crisp.
like open a way for him. It looks crisp? Okay, that's good. Yeah, he's like an old man that's bound with his hands behind his back, and he has like a weight that's holding him down. That's why he's hunched over.
Penitent one, may thy trade silence neither thy spirit nor thy flame.
Oh yeah. So like in the beginning of the game, streaming quality's good. That's my buddy Dan. I guess you two never met. But now Dan's watching me. Yeah, probably not. Sorry, Dan, but Abe goes back even further than you, Dan. But don't be jealous.
Federal Terrace.
Federal Terrace from elementary school days. But he can't hear your audio. He can only hear my audio.
That's right. Cause I'm on party chat.
Yeah. Well, finally, people are. He said he thinks we met. You're watching, right? You're watching what I'm watching.
I'll respond to him.
Oh, he hears you. Okay, good. I'm glad, because that means if, like, Brendan or Cliff.
Hear us.
There's you. Yeah, I'm glad he can hear you, so it's not just listening to a one-sided conversation.
Cool, because sometimes it'd be like, oh no, you know, I could hear Cliff when he was talking.
Yeah, because he said it. You have to set your settings to allow your audio to be broadcast. So I guess you already did. Yeah, he could hear Cliff last time because we went through this with Cliff a long time ago. Like, we figured out how to set your party audio to allow it to be broadcast on live streams. Or I think I also have to set I have to allow party audio to be broadcast, but then the other people in the party have to agree to that.
The knot of the three words. Here is where the first miracle took place.
So after watching the Joker movie, I decided to buy one of an old Batman graphic novel. I was like, it was made for mature audiences back in the day, but I didn't buy it at the time because I don't think I would have understood it or appreciated it.
Yeah.
But Batman Arkham Asylum, it's all paintings. It's not like, comic art, but it's all paintings on every page.
Yeah. My brother loves.
I've been meaning to read for a long time. I just never got around to it.
Yeah, I was in a bookstore on the same street of the theater that I saw it at, and like they had used and new graphic novels, and I was looking for The Killing Joke.
Oh yeah, I ended up getting that one too. Like literally like last year.
Yeah, my brother's. He doesn't even really collect comics, but he loves Batman so much.
Yeah, I only do like the collected graphic novels, not like individual issues.
Yeah. I used to get a subscription to Punisher, like.
I remember that, and I used to subscribe to Batman. That whole arc where he like got his back broken by Bane.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was the only time I subscribed.
That was cool how in the Dark Knight Rises, like Bane broke his back, right?
Oh yeah.
I was like
True.
surprised that because it's loosely based on the comics, right?
Yeah.
And Joker was, I've read, like only vaguely loosely based on aspects of Killing Joke. I don't know what, but again, now that Dan's watching, and if Cliff ever watches, we shouldn't talk about what, if you know what. I don't think Dan cares. Nah, Dan doesn't care about spoilers as much, but Cliff does a lot. So, I want to read that Killing Joke. And I want to see the animated movie too, because it's like totally rated R.
It is.
Yeah.
Let's see, I watched it like I think I watched it like 2 years ago.
It's like the same animators
illegally,
as the show.
Yeah. I was gonna say they took a couple of creative liberties with it, which was a little weird, but other than that, it was pretty much on the nose of how the comic went.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I read, but I gotta read it to...
He placed a wooden log where he sat and prayed. He prayed hoping to be heard.
Yeah, it's from the animators of the show that I think we used to watch. I mean, I know I used to watch it, I know you used to watch it, but I'm pretty sure we watched it together at some point.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the highlights of early 90s.
We used to watch fucking Dick Tracy.
Oh god, they were so fucking racist.
I know, it
Especially
wasn't...
when it came to the Asian dude.
Yeah, that's the only thing I remember was the
Oh my
Asian guy
God,
with the...
That was the best, yeah, 'cause I would just imitate that dude all day.
He was like, oh, soul, like...
Yeah, exactly, and I wasn't even insulted. I just joined in and like just talk like that dude all day.
Yeah. I remember mocking that.
Dude.
Like, nobody thought anything of it.
Exactly. Like, no one gave a crap, but now these days, dude, I would be like fired and I'd be on like the news and anything like that.
Like,
probably choose like the most unflattering photo of me to like, associate me with that remark and stuff. And...
Dan posted something about on Facebook, like, in the 90s, the news was talking about, or no, it was like maybe in the 70s or 60s, the news was saying there'll be flying cars and a cure for cancer in the future, and nowadays the news is saying like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are racist. Like,
seriously.
I don't even want to know how.
Dude, you ever watch that Dave Chappelle sketch that he just released recently on Netflix?
Yeah.
He makes fun of how the entire country's upset about like over everything. He just makes fun of the entire like country.
Yeah, I thought everyone was saying that his second to last one was funny, and I like thought it was okay, but I was a little disappointed. But the most recent one actually made me laugh a lot more.
Dude, yeah, seriously, I'm in full agreement. Like, this last one was like, the second to last one was a little too serious for me.
Yeah.
Like, it was more on a rant. But this last one that he came up with, the Sticks and Stones special,
yeah,
was dying.
Yeah, the latest Bill Burr I thought was hilarious, as usual, too. And he addresses the same issues.
That's one I haven't watched yet. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. But my coworker saw him
So
here
he
in
could
SF
ease
like
the guilt that
over the summer when
sharply
he
pierced his soul. Then
Yeah.
the miracle manifested itself.
Yeah, he talks about the same type of stuff. Call out culture.
It made roots grow and twist over his arms and legs, but not a cry nor a complaint came out from his mouth.
So I'm just vaguely, I'm kind of half listening to what the guy's saying, but it's like Dark Souls, but like I have no idea what they're talking about, so it doesn't really matter if I miss what they're saying, you know?
And all of them prayed before the besotted eternal joy of that youngster.
It's too bad. The writer put a lot of work into his world building for you.
Yeah.
You brushed it off.
Was named the
It's like a typical D&D game. The guy running the game like puts his heart and soul into like every NPCs, and all the players do just like run their knives through him.
Three were spoken by that youngster before he died. My great.
Yeah, they just talk about like guilt and penitence and
Every year from its
atonement, all
flows
Catholic,
a
like
golden, burning
ancient Catholic
liquid, perpetuating his
lore.
memory and perhaps to
suffering.
remind us that the first miracle has not abandoned us.
Miracles.
For twisted are, were, and will be.
Yeah. Kind of hard to follow if you're just a
Paths
casual
of the
gamer and just want to just,
miracle.
like, hack and slash.
Yeah, Celeste, I actually, I'm not saying the story's terribly deep or anything, but I did care what was going on in the story.
I heard so many good things about this story, and I only just watched you just, play like certain scenes and stuff, so I never got to see like the actual plot.
Yeah.
And the part where you beat it that one time, and when you're playing like, I think the final release of the game, the final chapter.
Yeah, they made an update like a couple months ago where they
Yeah, I
had a
remember you
whole
playing
new
it.
chapter that had story in it. So yeah, that was, but it, up until that last update, like it was very rare that I would play or that I would stream something and actually read the story, because I was like, been there, done that a long time ago. Okay, sweet, this fountain will give me more fervor. Sweet. Yeah, I think Celeste just might be... I mean, it's hard for me to make a definitive statement like it's all-time favorite game, period, but it might be in my all-time favorite modern, like, PS4 platformer, for sure. It's my favorite PS4 platformer.
Yeah, I could tell. You kept going at it every time you died, or you would come up with new strategies on like how to like conquer that stage.
Yeah, it's...
Some level of dedication right there.
I like those. My friend said that, like, I seem to like games that have simple controls, but they're difficult to execute the challenge. I don't like games that have complicated mechanics. Like, I don't want to be bothered with, like, having to remember the combo to do, like, the Mortal Kombat move or whatever, like...
Yeah, that's why I stopped after part 2. Like, part 3, when they added the run button, I was like, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm done with this series.
I actually, my roommate's really into fighting games, and he got, like, whatever the latest Mortal Kombat was. And I had some fun. Like, we weren't playing competitively, we were just passing the controller on story mode.
I would seriously try out a demo if they had one, just for old time's sake. That used to be like my favorite series back in the day, like even more than Street Fighter at one point.
Mortal Kombat was?
Yeah, especially part 2. Part 2 was probably my favorite.
I was into them back in the day, yeah. The early ones, like 1, 2, and 3. I wasn't paying attention by the time 4 came out. I don't even know what 4 was, like...
Neither do I. I stopped caring at that point.
Like, I stopped paying attention, and then all of a sudden we're at 10. I'm like, what happened to 4 through 9?
Seriously. Yeah, seriously. But yeah, I hear you. The simpler games or simple control mechanics.
Like, Dark Souls and Bloodborne are as complex as I have the patience for, and they're not terribly complex. Like, I like that they have RPG elements that are pretty deep, but like, you don't have to, you know, it's easy to... It's challenging, but when you die, it's because you know it's your fault when you die.
This is a little off topic, but they released that new Tom Clancy Ghost Recon game, and I was looking forward to it, but the reviews I read says like it's all right, it's very mediocre and kind of samey, which is a disappointment to me because I loved Ghost Recon Wildlands with my buddies.
Yeah.
We had like all 4 people like teaming up with you, like, you know, to take down drug cartels, cruising on the vehicle, or, you know, flying a chopper and, you know, executing operations. But I'm not gonna buy this new Ghost Recon.
My roommate said he got it, and he always buys the new games, like, even if he knows he's probably not gonna like it, he just doesn't care. He just he laughs at himself. But he bought it, and he's not surprised. Really, yeah. I went through a phase like that too when I was working at the ballpark, and I just had a ton of disposable income. I would just like,
yeah, day one purchase, I would get it.
Yeah, screw it. Might as well. And yeah, like, there were a lot of games that I just, yeah, totally. Like, it gets expensive if you buy all the new games, like, before even looking it up.
Yeah, the last time, or the day I stopped was when Dragon Age 2 came out. I got it on day 1, and it's still in its original package. I didn't even open up the shrink wrap. That was the day I decided, okay, no more day 1 purchases for games ever.
Yeah.
Just because of that, and that was like PS3 era.
Yeah, I bought Borderlands 2 day 1 because I loved Borderlands 1 so much, and I got the season before it came out. I got like the season pass, but then that was the first game that season pass that I was aware of where the season pass does not give you everything, and I was really offended by that. I was like, you mean I got the season pass and then there's still stuff that I need to buy, and like, by the time I finished the game, like, I didn't need any of the stuff that was in the season pass I bought, let alone anymore. Like, I could have just bought the game for $60 and that would have been enough.
That's why, like, most AAA titles, like, annoy me now. This, like, after Star Wars Battlefront 2, I can't believe I paid money for that on day 1. Yeah, day 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally regret it. It's like, God, loot boxes everywhere. Like, fuck this. I can't even play Luke Skywalker. What the hell is... What kind of Star Wars game is this?
Yeah, I played the, like, beta of that. That was, like, free to try.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not great.
So that new Star Wars game coming out, Fallen Order. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see if it's any good from watching Twitch videos or YouTube or whatever. And if you can hold my interest for an hour or more, maybe I'll buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in no hurry to buy anything. Last of Us 2 I'm excited about. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that would be a good game.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if that's not worth the $60 purchase. Can I survive this?
What difficulty mode is this?
I believe there's only one difficulty, so... I mean, it's It's like, did you ever play Salt and Sanctuary? That's similar to this, like, definitely inspired by Dark Souls. This is a little easier, I think, than Salt and Sanctuary. Shit. Oh, crap.
I like how fluid this animation is when you kill something.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of attention to detail in that.
Do you remember the Super Mario Brothers Super Show? That animated cartoon from like literally 30 years ago?
Yeah.
So someone did like a Mario Maker version of it, or they made their own levels using that animation style.
Huh.
And it's someone who's worked for Nintendo before, so it was like his own little pet project with like his kids.
It's a game that used that animation style.
Yep.
That's
it's part of
interesting.
their engine.
It's on, well, obviously it's on Switch.
Well, it's not on the Switch because it's not sanctioned by Nintendo. So
Oh.
either he got a cease and desist by Nintendo, or but there was a YouTube video of it like last week.
So is it like a Dragon's Lair type of game?
No, it's like a side scroller.
That's funny.
The animation's a little choppy, but you know, it's just him and like two other people working on it. I think it's his son and daughter.
Huh. That's like the only reason I would want a PC for PC gaming. Like, I have a PC that's a gaming computer, but I just don't want to, I mean, like, there's like Mega Man games that aren't licensed that look awesome. But I just don't want to have, I don't know, I just don't want to deal with figuring it out, like how to download these games. And
I know. I'd rather play something that's like, you know, plug and play, easy to do.
yeah, that's what I like about PlayStation or Xbox or whatever, is like, you'll buy it and it will work.
Yep, don't have to worry about drivers or that.
I want to get to that room and get my fervor back. So that's why I'm skipping all these enemies. Oh, I got something over here. Consecrated amethyst. A gem that gives off an intense aroma of incense. In the Mother of Mothers, the ornate incense burners were filled with precious gems and beads, consecrating them with their vapors. This amethyst comes from the greatest of them all, and its blessing gives the wearer great protection against magical attacks. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because my fervor meter, which is basically your magic, the blue meter, like, if you don't get back to the place where you died, then if I die again, then it'll take away more of my magic. And also, killing enemies gives you less fervor and gives you less experience. That's why I'm avoiding. Ugh. So really, I just want to... Plus, I have actually plenty of Tears of Atonement, is what they call experience. 11,220. Okay, here's the room. Sweet. Uh-oh. Yeah, dude, like, I want to get it, like, I don't have the money for it right now, but, like, I kind of wish, like, all the good indie games go to Switch first. Like, Celeste was on Switch
that's where
first.
their audience will start buying your stuff.
Yeah.
And it's more accessible.
Yeah, like, platformers are perfect for that platform. Like, no pun intended. For a handheld thing. Shit. Give me my that's my fervor, so I need to collect that.
One game I need to finish. I still haven't finished Undertale. That's pretty damn far.
That's a good game.
And I downloaded that. Yeah, I downloaded it for the Switch because I heard so many good things from you and my brother.
Yeah, I still could play that again and stream it because there's a way to. You may already know, like, you can play through the whole game without killing any enemies, and then you get.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I was like, oh, I could have like dodged everyone or ran away or something.
Yeah, they all have a different. I forget what they call it, but there's options of talking them out of fighting you or giving them. I don't know. It's not that hard either to do it that way. Like, I've watched walkthrough videos. You just, and then there's so you get a certain ending for pacifist mode, and then you get an altogether different ending for, I think it's nihilist mode, where you just kill everything. I think there's a third ending too. I forget what you have to do for it, but it seems like not too difficult to do.
Dude, Undertale had one of the most unique combat systems I've ever seen in an RPG.
Yeah, I really love that game.
Who thinks about stuff like that? Honestly,
it's totally inspired by, like, Mother, which was the original Earthbound.
Oh, Earthbound?
Yeah.
I could see that. Like the quirkiness of like the battles that you have.
Yeah, I never played Mother, but it's similar enough to Earthbound. Like, it's definitely giving nods to Earthbound, but I've read that it's more inspired by Mother. Because it looks 8-bit. Mother was 8-bit. See, if I get killed by these guys, then I'm gonna lose more fervor. Yeah, so if I got a Switch, like, you could play Blaster Master 0, you could play River City Ransom 2, you could play all the new Mario games, which, like, Mario Brothers Wii, Mario Brothers Wii U. There's one on the Switch too, right? Just Super Mario Brothers, whatever.
Yep. Like if you have the old Nintendo emulator downloaded and stuff like that, yeah, you can play those. Super NES emulator, got that. Mario Maker 2.
Yeah, Mario Maker, I've watched people play that, and you can play people's online created levels. That looks hella fun.
That's genius. And then you see the levels they make, and it's like insanely hard. Like those those lines of like fireballs that you see in like the castles that rotate.
I think I might have seen
based off of that.
Yeah, I don't know what it was called, but I watched James and Mike play one. It was level was short, but it was just a clusterfuck of those fire chains.
Yeah. Like, fuck this.
Like, there's only one specific path that would work, and it's like, I would love something like that. Like, I like to just try super difficult things over and over and over, and it's painful to die so many times.
Remember the first two Sonic the Hedgehog games had a debug code, and you like put like multiple platforms or multiple enemies and all that stuff on the levels.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, that's like our own Mario Maker, but it was like for Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega.
Yeah, they were way ahead of their time. You totally could make your own edit of levels.
Yeah, and then you like put so many enemies on the screen that would just slow down the game to a crawl.
Yeah. We'd put like stack springs
Yeah.
and see how far up you could go. All right, Dan.
That's right.
Thanks for tuning in. Dan lives up in Washington. So, yeah, I've actually thought about moving up to Washington. It's just the matter of like making sure that I'd have to have a job lined up for sure, of course.
Yeah, one of my buddies moved up there. Do you remember from elementary school Clarence Johnson?
I certainly remember the name.
Yeah, whatchamacallit, he also went to Vallejo High and all that, but he ended up getting a job there, so he ended up moving out of Vallejo finally, and he got a job as a security contractor for Amazon.com.
Yeah, that
So
would be.
now he's up in the Seattle area.
Can I get up here and yeah? Oh, shit! This is getting hard. So
Oh crap, yeah, I just now saw it.
I was hoping if I was up high enough that I would jump over it, but it seems like the chain still hit me.
Damn, it took you all the way back here.
Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like, when I'm done with this, I'm just gonna look up on YouTube, like, before the next time I stream, I'm just gonna look up what to do. I don't care.
A walkthrough.
Yeah.
I mean, before there was internet, how many of us like pulled out, the power strategy guides and called the hotline number,
Yeah.
much to our parents' annoyance.
Yeah, I remember the talk one day, they were just like, alright, no more, you are not allowed to call that number again. Like,
why the hell does this number keep showing up on the phone bill? What the hell?
like, I'd hate to, I'm sure it was a hefty price tag.
I'm pretty sure too, so I have an appreciation as to like why we don't do those things anymore. And thank God for the internet, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Like, even a game like Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which isn't a terribly hard game, like, you still, like, lest we forget, like, because I got that game on 360, and, like, I found myself, like, not knowing where to go, and it was just like, man, like, back then, that was just, you accepted that,
Like, yeah.
in most, any Castlevania, or any Metroidvania game, like, for sure, you're gonna not know where to go, and you're just gonna have to diddle around until you stumble upon it.
Over a month to finally figure out how to, like, finally beat the damn game.
Totally.
Yeah. But by then, you've got your money's worth, or your parents' money's worth.
Yep. Because you're not gonna get another game for a while, so you might as well.
Exactly. It's like, well, it's not my birthday or Christmas for another few months, so I guess I'm stuck with this.
Yeah.
Say, starve myself and save my lunch money.
You totally. Like, Aaron, my buddy Aaron always got new games, like, where I was always jealous. It's like, how do you have a Sega Genesis, a Super Nintendo, a regular Nintendo, TurboGrafx 16, like...
There was another person in high school who had that because his mom was a huge gamer, so they had the Panasonic 3DO, and I was like, what the? How do you have this and a Super Nintendo and a Sega Genesis and a Sega CD and the... Oh my god.
Apparently those 3DOs weren't cheap either, like...
No, dude, they were like $500 if I remember.
Which translates to more.
Seriously, like, who has $500? Like, $30 was like $100 to me back then for just buying a game.
Yeah, I'd say $500. That's like $1,000 of today's money. Like, who would buy a $1,000 console?
And that is why they failed.
Yeah. I totally remember those commercials. Like, I totally wanted that.
Saturn.
And those were, I don't remember what those costed, but I remember seeing online that like the 3DOs were not affordable.
Yeah, I saw the article in EGM or whatever the hell, and I was like, nope, there's no way I'm getting that.
Yep. But like Sonic the Hedgehog,
games anyway.
like if you just had Sonic the Hedgehog, it had that level editor, and like you just got hella hours out of that game, like no problem.
Dude, yeah. I'm like, what is without of that? You know, sorry, my dad's money is without of that game. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, so you had like, I remember you had Sonic the Hedgehog 1 for hella long, and then finally I think one of the Streets of Rage
came out.
Yeah,
oh,
and you
yeah,
got that.
We finally got the Streets of Rage. God, that took forever.
Yeah, actually,
so much.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is, most people agree, the best one.
I liked it that much. It was a more polished version of the first one.
Yeah. The only thing I like better about Sonic 1, and every time a new Sonic, like I got Sonic Mania, which is actually pretty good on PS4.
I have that too.
Yeah.
I got it for the PS4 also.
Because finally they made a retro style Sonic and they did it right.
Right, and you know what was the best part? The developers were the most hardcore makers of the game. They made their own, like, fan-made levels and everything. It's like, that is how you should do it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Someone like you actually gives a crap and puts their heart and soul into it. It's like they made like the best like retro gaming for it.
Yeah, they made Sonic. It was like Sonic Generations Episode 1 and 2. Like those were, the mechanics were not right.
I didn't get to play that. I've seen videos of it though.
Yeah, I think I bought just Episode 1. The only reason I had a 360 was because back then, like, Xbox Live Arcade was so much better than what PlayStation.
Dude, it was. It was like because Microsoft had their own servers, it just ran smoother.
Yeah.
Especially when you're like playing games like, you know, Call of Duty or any kind of games that require like, you know, quick reaction.
Yeah. But now, when PS4 came out, like, they definitely addressed that issue of they made it easier for indie developers to develop games on their platform. So, like, I've always hated Microsoft, but I bought a 360 just because I was like, I had the money at the time, and I was like, honestly, like, Puzzle Quest 2 was only on 360, so that was the deciding. My friend was making fun of me. He's like, you bought a 360 so that you could buy Puzzle Quest 2. Like, yep. And then it turned out Puzzle Quest 2 totally sucked. But
yeah, my brother was the one that bought the 360 for the house. And it's because at the time, like, remember when everyone was making fun of the PS3, like how they was being marketed and all that stuff, and they just kept making fun of it at E3, and no one took it seriously.
But now, PlayStation's definitely the dominant.
Yeah, I don't want to do anything with Xbox, especially after the Red Ring of Death.
Yeah.
So much. Oh my god, I literally went through nine Xboxes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'd have to pay for it, but damn, when you're in the middle of a game, like say the very first Mass Effect, and you're like trying to complete the game, and you get the red rings, like, damn it, dude.
I never got that. I'm lucky, I guess. I think because I remember hearing at the time, like, someone told me, like, I bought the one when they finally fixed that, like, whatever line was.
Like the second generation of 360s.
Yeah.
We had the first generation, kind of like how we had, like, my brothers bought the first generation PS1, the one that overheats and the disc starts skipping. And the only way to fix it was to turn your PlayStation upside down to vent it. That's how bad it was.
Did you know anyone that had a Sega CD?
Yeah, one of my buddies had it. Damn, I was so jealous too.
Yeah.
Because they get to play Sonic CD, they got to play like, what was another good game out there? God, they had one demo game at Sears, I think it was called Sewer Shark. I was like, this game sucks so hard.
Yeah, that was... I did too, but then I'm glad I didn't get one, because my buddy Dan, his friend, lived on the same street as Dan, and those were back in the days of, like, summer days, where there was nothing to do for 3 months, and anyway, like, his friend that lived on the same street had a Sega CD, and, like, we would have to sit on it for it to, like, actually work.
Wait, what?
you had to put a weight on the, because it was like you put the disc in and then you click down like the door, like a CD player.
All right.
And it needed something to like press the CD in, or else it wouldn't load.
Was this the second generation Sega CD, or the one where it wasn't like the first one was like a laserdisc player where it like slides out. And then the second one they made was like, you don't have to stick it under the Genesis, it was like to the right of it.
Yeah.
Just press the door to pop it open.
Yeah, it was one of the, it was like that, like the PlayStation 1 where the lid pops up.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know it had that issue. That's crazy.
I watched Angry Video Game Nerd said he would put a paint can on it, or else it just wouldn't load.
Fuck that. I'd be pissed if I paid that much money and it did that shit.
Yeah.
Well, who's in their quality assurance department that, like, you know, checks for these things?
I know.
How does this get past them?
Like, I think it wasn't an issue that happened right out of the box, but by the time, I guess, they had already released them, then after a certain amount of months, the motor got tired and you had to press it in for it to load, so people would either sit on it or put a book on it or something, and
That is so dumb. Oh my god, I'd be pissed.
I wonder if actually this...
But you know what pissed me off even more?
Well, maybe the second line was the ones where you loaded the disc from the side, because maybe that's why they changed it. I never...
The first one was, it was larger, and you had to put it had to be fitted underneath the Sega Genesis. That's the one that had the side loading one.
Uh-huh.
And then they had a new one, because they made another Genesis model, the second generation Genesis model, and they made a second generation Sega CD model to go with it. And that one was the one that had the flip open door.
Okay. Yeah, and have a pre-existing Genesis to get the Sega CD, or...
Yeah, it wasn't a standalone console.
And that was another thing that Sega did wrong, like, the Sega 32X was...
Oh god, I'm so glad I didn't buy that.
Yeah. Because you only would have had, like, 20 games ever, even if you held on it today.
I heard, or no, I saw on YouTube that the reason why there was only 20 games is because it was very hard to code for that system.
Uh-huh.
And so all the third-party developers, like Konami and all those guys, they just dropped out like, fuck this, I don't want to program for this.
Yeah, Dan watches a lot of old, like, YouTube videos about gaming history, and it's actually, I never would have thought I could spend so much time just learning about, like, the history of gaming, like, even not that long ago, like, the 90s, depending on who you talk to, was not that long ago.
Yeah, even though it was 20 years ago, it still feels like yesterday or something to me.
Yeah, like there's a lot more to that. There's a lot more to learn about that generation, just that decade, than like you might think. Like a non-gamer wouldn't know. Like, so yeah, like Sega rushed and put all this money and research into making a 32X, which you had to have a Genesis to connect it to. And then Nintendo was smart and just let them release that, and they came out with the 64. And it's not, I mean, I'm oversimplifying it the way I'm explaining it, but like,
yeah, I've seen those videos. They actually did their homework, and the way they present it, it's actually pretty good. It's like a good documentary that, you know, I can actually stay awake through.
yeah, like the gaming historian. And
yeah, exactly, the gaming historian.
Yeah, the spin-offs of that. There's Region Locked, and he's got other people working for him that do their own videos. Like, he's got a whole, I'm so jealous of, I mean, you could tell he puts a lot of effort into the quality of his videos and does his research and edits them well. And like, I love I think it was the most recent gaming historian video was about the like Game Boy fish finder, like sonar. Like, it's weird how much.
What the hell?
Yeah. There's like a sewing machine app thing, not an app, but like it's a game that.
Cartridge.
Yeah, and it connects to a sewing machine, and you can sew with the Game Boy, like. But there's like
You know what? I can't hate that, because, you know, there's gonna be someone out there who wants to know how to, like, you know, sew a sweater or something like that, or, you know, Christmas stockings. And now you've got a cartridge that can tell you how.
Yeah, Nintendo was always doing things, like, even to this day, like, they're trying to think outside the box and make it do more than other video game companies
yeah, like the
are doing.
Nintendo Labo, whatever, for the Switch, with cardboard boxes and stuff. Like, who thinks of that stuff?
Yeah, that actually looks like pretty neat.
I would totally buy that if I was like 10 years old.
Yeah, totally. Like, you've seen, there's like a little cardboard thing you can make that goes around your controller, and then you can play battles with two different controllers. Like, you control them by the way they vibrate.
Yeah, see, again, who thinks of these things? It's so ingenious.
Yeah. Alright. What's this guy? This is like the library in Castlevania.
It creeps from these forgotten walls, and no one can determine its origin or its obscure destiny.
Do you watch Super Bunny Hop on YouTube?
For the love of the high winds, silence it, for I have long yearned for it.
Super Bunny Hop, that's crazy.
Yeah, he doesn't release videos as frequently as the gaming historian, but when he does, I think he's funny and he's interesting. He's obsessed with
video list, see what he's got.
He does a lot of videos on like Metal Gear and Hideo Kojima.
You know, I could never get into like anything past like Metal Gear Solid 2. The plot just got super complicated.
Yeah. That's so like since a lot of people didn't like that, they made the plot of 5 be next to. I mean, there's no. I didn't like that. Like, I know a lot of people. I didn't really. I liked that the plot was impossible to follow. Like, I guess I thought it was cool that I was like, whoa, like super covert political stuff happening. Like, I have no idea what it is, but I'm happy to sit for a half hour and like watch a little movie. I loved Metal Gear 1 through 4, but 5, I mean, I recognize that the stealth is great and like the gameplay is great, but like so much was lost, in my opinion, when there's no story, and the open world aspect of it is totally unnecessary.
Yeah, that's not how I picture Metal Gear. Because
Like,
everyone wants to join the open world market.
yeah, like, I wasn't opposed to it when I heard that it was going to be that, but it wasn't executed right. Oh, sweet, someone's giving me advice. Don't step on the books at the floor. That activates the ghosts. Oh, okay. Sweet. I see. So here, that activates the ghosts. And I just...
Dude, this Super Bunny Hop guy has a red trophy on Star Wars TIE Fighter. Sorry. Didn't mean to change the subject.
No, it's fine. Yeah, he has... Oh, I like his videos. He does a lot of... He totally geeks out on Metal Gear. And he agrees with me, like, Metal Gear 5 was, in my opinion, just not really so great. So I'm that guy Vic Villanueva is telling me not to step on the books, so thanks for that advice. I'm trying to not to. Yeah, man, could have used someone that knew, like, earlier in the game, in past streams, I didn't know where to go, and I just had to stop the stream and look it up. And I was like, man, I wish somebody would tune in that knew something to tell me what to do.
Right. It's like how you did it back in the day. You do backseat gaming right there in the living room. Even though it wasn't called backseat gaming, it's like, dude, you're giving me solid advice, man.
Whoops. Alright, what's this? So, all these items are like body parts of different... There's a room in the beginning, closer to the beginning of the game, where like room, and then I'm assuming it'll give me something or do something cool. And I had to get an item that made these red carpets appear earlier in the game. I'm gonna see what's down here first. Oh, I hate all the enemies that throw stuff at you.
So these red carpets, you had to earn that?
Yeah, see like how they're appearing when I get there? Like, I had to get an item, one of these items. Like, it's...
Cool.
Yeah. So I have 4 of these items, and then I have 3 slots to put them in, so... I have to have this one equipped. Yeah, so it's like a Metroidvania in that sense. Like, it's totally not a linear, as you can see the maps. I love Metroidvanias, but I hate when I don't know where to go, and like, back in the day, we'd just spend an entire 3-month summer
Yep.
and figure it out, but now it's like we got jobs and stuff, and I don't...
I think I said this before, but when I always dreamed that, like, okay, I'm ready to become an adult, like, not in school anymore, I'd have all the time in the world to play.
Yeah.
And then I realized you have to be an adult and get a job every weekend and all that stuff. Like, oh, I guess not. And I go home when I'm tired.
Yeah, you can play as much as you want now,
exactly.
but you also won't be able to...
Live, eat, and
yeah.
do laundry, get a haircut.
Totally. Unfortunately.
So now I say, when I'm in my retirement home, and I'm not working anymore, I can play all the games I've been meaning to. There's time now. And our medical technology will advance so far that we'll be living to 100, so I'll be definitely going to catch up on every game I missed out on.
Yeah, I've actually heard that the median maximum age is decreasing now, though. Is that true?
Yes.
So, cautious optimism, though. Cautious optimism.
That's right.
Have you seen that? I know you've seen Akira, right?
Yeah.
Of course. So the director of Akira?
I will admit, though, I did not get that movie at all when I saw it.
Oh, yeah, me neither. I own it now, and I've watched it with the redone English dubbed version, and also now I prefer... I'm a nerd, like, I eventually got to the point where I actually appreciate the original Japanese audio with the English subtitles. But I used to prefer English. And then...
I will say this... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, so then they released this redone English, which is better acting, which is actually debatable if it's better acting, but...
The no more Tetsuo... Kaneda...
Yeah.
You know what? I will say this. There is only one anime that I refuse to watch in its original language, and I will only watch it English dub.
What's that?
That is Cowboy Bebop.
Oh. You would rather watch that in the original Japanese?
No, I only want to watch it in English. The voice acting was just that cool to me.
It's actually good.
Yeah, it's well acted, and all the characters sound badass.
I've actually heard that Cowboy Bebop is pretty good.
Yeah, it's
I think maybe
like,
you told me
each
that.
episode's like each episode's like standalone, but there isn't like an ongoing arc, and while they don't explain everything, you can kind of figure it out from like the glimpses of like his past that they show you. You can kind of figure out his past, what his deal is, and why he does what he does. And the best part, the soundtrack.
Yeah. Alright, now I need to do that. Okay. Oh, those bastards. I need a save statue. Cowboy Bebop. So do you have like Crunchyroll by any chance? Or
No, I I ended up buying the Blu-rays because I hadn't watched it since college. And that's when my roommate, he had like all the DVDs, and you had to buy them one at a time as it came out. And now they have it all in one Blu-ray package that I got for cheap on Amazon just because they had a deal at the time. And I got the entire set for like $30 as opposed to like 80.
yeah. Oh sweet, I can get that.
Yeah, if they still have that deal, it's definitely worth watching.
Looks like I only need one more of those body parts. Yeah, the only anime I actually own is Akira.
That's still one of the good ones.
Yeah, I would say if you only have one, it should be Akira. But I guess I also have Paprika.
I don't think I've seen that one.
I think it's good. I mean, I'm talking about actual DVDs or Blu-rays, like not counting burned copies of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, before there was streaming, that's all we ever did was, borrow burned copies from friends.
Yeah. So I have Paprika. Tekon Concrete is another one I have the original DVD copy of that. That's good. Have you?
It's kind of newer because I haven't watched like anime in a while.
It's like early 2000s, yeah. Tekken Concrete and Paprika. Those are like.
I might have heard of Paprika because like I think mid 2000s when I eventually just stopped watching a ton of anime, and then eventually it just became like one show and then just nothing after that.
Yeah. Whoops. But I loved Samurai Champloo. I just never.
That was a good one.
Yeah. I would totally. If I right now I'm just can't afford to really buy much of anything, but like if I had disposable income, I would totally buy a box set of that whole show.
Yeah, that was another show where I had burnt copies from a friend.
Yeah.
For the love of the high will,
I think I had.
make this sound cease.
I was living with a girl that had. She wanted. I didn't like want to have cable, but she wanted to have cable, so like. I agreed, and then I guess it worked out because I hella got into 6 Feet Under because that was like. Actually,
I heard
like.
that was a good show.
Yeah, when that was new, I was like, by far that was my favorite show, like, period. Like,
That, and I heard Deadwood was good. I heard like, yeah, there's a bunch of shows that I missed out on.
Deadwood was
Like, I
very
never
good.
I think there's another one on HBO that I've been wanting to watch. It was either on that or that I've just been meaning to watch.
Sopranos.
Yes, thank you, The Sopranos.
Yeah.
I heard that was good, and I just never got around to watching it.
It's, yeah, Sopranos, 6 Feet Under. It's hard to say which are the better of the two shows, because, like, they're two different styles of shows. So, I mean, they're just both excellent.
Because if I had like HBO back then, I've been all over that.
Yeah, we both would look forward to the next. And I think they only released one episode at a time of 6 Feet Under. It wasn't like now where it's a full season and you could just binge it. I could be wrong about that.
It's on Amazon Prime or something. You can watch it or something like that. Some Prime Video.
Yeah, 6 Feet Under is good. Sopranos. It's, of course, Breaking Bad. You've probably...
Oh, dude, I heard the new one is out on Netflix. The one that follows Jesse Pinkman.
Yeah.
It's out, like right now.
Well, today I saw, actually, and I got excited, and I clicked on the thing, and it's just a trailer.
Oh, it is? Hang on.
I mean, I hope I'm wrong.
Now.
Tell me if I'm wrong. But I was like, oh, dude, that's what I'm watching. And then it was like, just a couple trailers.
Let me see. Let's see if recap. What about the actual show?
So there's like a recap of Breaking Bad, and then...
Oh, no, it's out right now.
Oh, okay. Is it a show or a movie?
It looks like it's a movie. Hang on, skip recap. Yeah, dude, it's 2 hours long.
Okay.
It's El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. I guess they just released it today.
Alright.
Yesterday or something.
So one of the things was a trailer or...
Yeah, when you first click on it, it says it was a recap. It's like a 3-minute recap of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm going to bed now.
I know.
Dude,
Right
I
at that
have to know the
moment.
aftermath.
Yeah. Yeah, they better not fuck it up. Because otherwise I'd say just leave it alone. Like, it was wrapped up nice and neat.
I will say this though, Better Call Saul was a surprise hit for me.
Yeah, I totally agree. Dan, I was just
I thought it'd
texting
be
that.
a cash grab.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be a cash grab, and I was so wrong.
No, I love it.
I've only seen the first 3 seasons. I didn't get to watch his latest one. I totally forgot it was out.
Yeah, there's 3 seasons. I'm still waiting on season 4.
Yeah, the part where Chuck killed himself at the end, I was like, damn.
Yeah, it died in the fire, right?
Yeah, I was like, dude. Just because he lost the case, I was like, it's like, he really had it out for his brother.
Yeah, it's a testament
So
to...
me.
That was a testament to how well the characters are written in that, because in Breaking Bad and also in Better Call Saul, there were characters that I absolutely hated, but then when they died, I was like, oh, I kind of feel sorry for him now. Like I hated his brother through the whole. I was like, that miserable son of a. Like, it just.
Dude, seriously, he's always willing to throw his brother under the bus. Like, dude, he just worked his ass off.
Yeah. But then when he died in the fire, I was like, that's a testament to how well the characters are written, that they're deep.
Yep.
Because I normally would just be like, I couldn't wait for him to get his desserts, and then when it happened, it was like, aw, I was just starting to like him. Or I forget why, but there was some reason why. I guess I felt bad for Saul Goodman.
But yeah, it's really that the 4th season was out this year, and I totally missed out on it.
The 4th season of Better Call Saul is coming out this year, right?
No, it was out this year already, and I completely missed it.
Oh, it was on TV, so now you gotta wait.
Yeah, I gotta wait.
Yeah. Yeah, seems like it's been a long time, too. Alright, so that item protects me from this gas, so I had to unequip the... Oh, okay.
Oh, I see. I'm reading now that Better Call Saul Season 4 won't be out until maybe early 2020 on Netflix.
Damn, man. I feel like I've already been waiting for a couple of years, or at least a year.
Because I missed out on it. I didn't know it was from August 2018 to October 2018. Sort of getting like not watching regularly.
Yeah. I have mixed feelings about El Camino because I'm like, well, cool, but why are you starting a new Breaking Bad thing when you haven't finished Better Call Saul yet? But if it's... Yeah, and I was just texting Dan about this today. Like, he said, well, it's actually just a movie. So, like, oh, that makes me feel better. Because I thought they were starting a whole new series. Meanwhile, I'm still waiting for season 4 of Better Call Saul. And it's like... I keep thinking, when, like when Better Call Saul first came out, I was like, they're not going to be able to make it as good as Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
but
that was a cash grab. It's like, oh, okay.
No, it's totally worth, and it's different enough.
Yep.
It's not the same thing. It's like, I kind of feel like it's even more, like, it's strange to hear myself say this, but I kind of appreciate that it's not as violent. Like, it's a little more of a drama. It's definitely got some violence and heavy subject matter.
I just like watching Slippin' Jimmy, like, just outsmart all of his opponents. Every single one of them. He made him that clever. This is some high quality writing.
Yeah, it's great writing. It's the best for TV now that I can think of. You know what's actually pretty good is Mindhunter. Have you seen that?
I've seen, I think half of the first season, and then for some reason I started watching another show. But yeah, Mindhunter, when there was no such thing as, what is it? Not a homicide detective, but, you know, dealing with cases like Son of Sam or like something like that.
Yeah.
Psychological thrillers.
Yeah.
Really well done.
I'm usually not even really that interested in that particular genre. Unless there's some added... Like, I was into Dexter for a few seasons and then it got stupid. But, like... I liked... I don't know, there was something about it that it was more than just a police procedural drama. Like, it had some extra flair to it or something. But, like, Mindhunter is just straight up police procedural, like, drama. Like, no flashiness to it. Like, I don't know. I like it. It's, like, refreshingly mature and, like, slow paced, and it's got me thinking about how, like, it's kind of interesting. Like, I don't know if it's because the media doesn't cover it as much, or, like, before we were born, there were, like, Charles Manson and Jeffrey Dahmer and, like, John Wayne Gacy and, like, all these, like, sicko serial killers, but it's not a thing anymore. Do you think it's maybe because the tech...
I think it's easier I think it's easier now to, like, catch people just because
Yeah.
DNA testing and all these other crimes. It's hard to get away from. I was like, remember, like, way back in the day, like, you know, early 80s, like, every major city across the world was, like, a shithole. There was, like, gangs everywhere, and, like, you know, you look at places like Times Square, it was, like, nothing but, like, you know, pornography theaters, like, all on Times Square. It's like, it looks nothing like it does today. It was easier to get away with, like, crime and stuff like that because, you know, cameras were unreliable and, you know,
Yeah.
there's no such thing as DNA testing. Yeah, so, but I think now, like, you know, people say, like, crime is bad, but it's like, dude, I remember living in Chicago. I remember going to SF in the 80s, like, dude, this place is dangerous.
I don't know if I ever knew that you went to Chicago.
Well, I used to live there.
You
I was,
lived
like,
in
spent
Chicago.
for the first 7 years of my life, and then my parents hated shoveling the driveway just to get the car out of the garage for what it's worth.
So you moved to Vallejo from Chicago in the 80s.
Yeah, cause we had relatives out over there in Vallejo, so it made sense.
Yeah.
And plus, it was warmer, and the weather was better, and yeah, there was no snow.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if I ever knew that about you. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't think we mentioned it that much, just because it was like we were only there for like so long. So.
But even like
We were, like,
when we were kids, like, I don't, like, it's like when you're a kid, it's like doesn't matter. It's not.
Right.
It's like all that matters is Dick Tracy's on at 4, and like.
So sorry.
like, like, who cares if you moved here from? Yeah, I wonder if you can find. You could probably find excerpts of that on YouTube, like specifically
sure.
titled "Racist" old Dick Tracy cartoon. Awesome.
But for all of his kids, regardless of our race, God, I had a blast with it.
And like Looney Tunes too were totally racist.
Oh yeah, they were. Like, I don't know if you had Mr. Anchor for history in high school, but he showed us like unaired clips of like, you know, Looney Tunes or something that was never played ever again, and it had black-faced Bugs Bunny at one point, and we were like, all of us, our jaw dropped when
Yeah.
he showed us that on the VCR. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, totally.
Like, who at Warner Bros. Thought that this was actually, like, you know, acceptable?
Nobody really cared.
I guess not, but I was like, god damn, they went there.
Like, if the public doesn't care, then the production studio doesn't have to care.
Yeah, but it was like, that was like, I guess it was like, you know, the thing of its time. Like, don't give a crap.
Yeah.
Don't blink twice at something like that.
I think there's even stuff, like, in the 90s that wouldn't fly now. I can't...
Oh, there's a lot, yeah. People are pointing that out, too. Like, a lot of the dialogue, like, did not sit well with different folks.
Yeah.
Like, remember when, remember the very first Bill and Ted movie? Like, there's a scene where, like, they give each other a hug, and then they look at each other, and they call each other bad.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing like, like, that would never fly today.
Yeah, that will not be featured in Bill and Ted 3. You can bet on that.
Exactly. But I just remember that it's like they, like, you know, they give each other a hug and they're like, haha, bags.
That's the perfect example. Yeah, a lot of it was like, you ever watch like Red Letter Media?
Yeah. Those reviewers like crack me up so hard, like with their Star Wars reviews.
Yeah, did you see The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I saw that review. Oh god. like everything that I wanted out of that movie just like didn't happen. Like, oh god. They turned my favorite hero into like this dirty old man who like guzzles milk out of, oh god. Fuck this movie.
It was that green milk that he milked out of the like weird creature.
And you know what's funny? I bought the Blu-ray just because I'm those completionists when it comes to Star Wars.
Yeah.
And in the special features, they spent like $4 million on that goddamn space cow that they had to helicopter over to that island in Ireland or whatever.
But still,
Yeah.
Emphasizing how much money they spent on that thing. Like, dude, that was like the stupidest scene ever. No wonder Mark Hamill complains like, "This is how you see my character? Are you fucking for real?"
Man, like, I saw that in the theater, and, like, within the first 90 seconds, I was like, oh, no. This is what they're gonna do, is, like, this is gonna be stupid.
As soon as he tossed the lightsaber over his shoulder when it was handed to him, I was like, what?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping the third movie repairs some, if not most, of the damage done from the last movie. I'm hoping redeems something out of it.
I'm pretty sure.
But Luke is still dead. That's the only thing I hate.
Yeah. See, I don't even remember. Like, I guess I chose to forget. Like, what happened. Like, Luke dies. I mean, fine. I guess I don't really care. I mean, maybe Mark Hamill said, like, I'm done. Like, write me out of this. Because he hates it. Like,
yeah, and he just feels defeated. It's like, well, I don't own the characters, so I have no say in this. I was like, dude, that sucks. That's like a character he, like, really embraced, and they just shat on his character.
yeah. Those, like, YouTube videos of him just, like, you could tell by his reactions to interviews.
Yeah.
He's
that
just
he was
like,
not happy.
yeah, but he's forced to not, like, say anything bad, but he's like, you could tell he...
I'd be pissed too. Shit.
Yeah. And I guess Ryan Johnson is the name of the director. Like, he directed Looper, which was really... I love that movie.
Good.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
Nothing wrong with that movie at all. So, I did not think that... When I saw Ryan Johnson was directing it, I was like, oh, good, because that was awesome. But it's nothing like that.
Original.
Yeah. Yeah, I bought that on Blu-ray, like, and I'm not really a movie collector, but that movie I thoroughly enjoyed.
But they'll come out with the Mandalorian. I can watch good old Western style Star Wars thing.
Oh. Shit. All these enemies that throw projectiles are the most annoying enemies.
Every video game genre, there's always a guy who can throw things at you for the sake of distance.
Ah. Okay, got him. Yeah, they're super annoying in this. Alright, I'm exploring new areas now. That's good. There's a new enemy down there. Oh, dude. I did not think that I landed on the books there. I actually was just coming out of a long phase of not feeling like playing games, and particularly feeling like streaming either, but today there's something in the air. I'm ready to get back into it.
Conditioned to play games in the fall because for some reason every video game comes out release in the fall when we're back in school. And not during the summer when I totally would have like poured my heart and soul into video games.
It's funny you say that, because that's basically what I meant by it's the changing of the seasons, and like this game has a sort of horror element to it, and this is when I like to watch.
Season now.
Yeah, it's my favorite time of year. I think it's a lot of people's favorite time of year, but me being a fan of.
Good season.
Yeah. It's time to watch some old horror movies and.
Yep, go into hibernation mode and just relax at home.
Yeah.
Nice cup of cocoa by your side or whatever choice of drink you want.
An anatomy book open. The page shows the illustration of a femur. Okay, I have a femur, but illustration of a fihia. So look, here is my collection of body parts, and I'm pretty sure I have a femur. But I don't think this is what they're talking about, because these all go in this one room that you haven't seen, but there's only one more that I need. A kneecap.
So,
yeah.
do you just collect these bones for a reason?
Yeah, so all these are spread throughout the game, and it looks like there's only one more, and there's a room way back closer to the start of the game where like it'll put all the bones in. It's like a crypt, and there's like a space for all the different bones in the crypt. So if I get that last one, I'm gonna go back to that room and see what it does. I don't know what it's gonna do, but it's got to do something. Okay, so I have been here. I haven't gone. Have I not gone up yet? Yeah, I have not. So I have something that protects me from electric shocks. Oh, but I need to equip it? Wait, here. So this thing, it's supposed to make a slight noise in the presence of strange energies, and could swear, it says, strangely, one could swear to hear a slight tinkling in the presence of strange energies. That leads me to believe that that would make a noise or vibrate my controller or something but I've had it equipped for a while and it never did anything, so I think I want to de-equip it.
In other words, don't ever have the volume off for this game.
Yeah. I mean, I may have actually... It may have worked and I just didn't hear it. But this thing I exchanged it for is supposed to protect me from electrical attacks, so... We'll see. Am I going to be able to get up there? Yeah. Okay, now equip my this thing. Can I get up there? No. I wish that guy Vic was still watching so he could tell me what to do. I guess.
Yeah, I don't think he's there anymore.
No, that's you that's watching. That one, that should be you. Is that the thing? Yeah. Sweet, dude. So now that's, I have all those bones, I think. All those body parts. Which when I first started the game, I was reading all these, but now I'm just like, whatever. It's like you said, somebody put their heart and soul into writing all those things, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever, like... Yeah, gotcha.
When do I get to kill?
Yep. I mean... It's, I only got 2 days off, I gotta go back to work Monday, I can't be bothered with story. If a game has a good story, I mean, I like how this is like Dark Souls, where it's probably a good story that you can look up interpretations and learn what it's saying, but it's so mysterious and ambiguous or whatever that I have no idea how to get that. Must be some item that allows me to get that eventually. I can get the dead baby. 20 out of 38 dead babies have been freed. Sweet. Alright, so now that I'm here, new area. Before I go too far, I'd actually like to go back to that room. Whatever that guy does, I don't care. I want to go back to that room now. So one complaint I have about this game is like there's only like just a couple like fast travel locations in the game. Like they should be way more. Like you've just now seen how much new areas I've like unlocked and explored, and like how much do I have to traverse to get back? Like all this, like there's no fast travels. Like this is a fast travel thing, this thing. So I have to go all the way through this to fast travel to that room, and I'm not even sure exactly where that room is. Like I'm just gonna have to go all the way back to the beginning. Like I have all that experience, like 18,672 Tears of Atonement, and you can only use it at one of these statues, which there aren't enough of. And then even when you do use them and buy moves, like you never really need to utilize those special moves. Like, it's just not really huge issues. That's not a huge issue I have with the game, but having to like traverse through tedious terrain that you've already been through, I don't like that. That's all they needed to do is just have some more fast travel locations. Like, I don't like that I have to go back through all this. Oh, damn. I hope I don't die going back. Okay, sweet. Like, there should be... Like, if you should be able to just fast travel at every statue. Like, why not? That's all. They should update it.
But no, they're gonna make you work for it.
Yeah. Like, not that I'm not up for a challenge, but it's not really a challenge, it's just tedious. Like... Come on. That... You cannot block that attack. Well, now that I said that, now I'm getting my ass handed to me in this room. So now... I'm getting all this experience, but I haven't had an opportunity to spend it in a long time, and I really don't need to anyway. So unlike Dark Souls, you don't lose your experience when you die. What you lose is your fervor. Hopefully I can get to... Okay, good. Well, maybe not so good. I don't know, I might die. Oh, alright.
So, I just now saw you hit the spike.
Yeah, so that's how far behind me you are. So really, I'd be better off not facing these enemies, if I can help it. Maybe killing that guy would be good, but... Like, the platforming is not great in this. Like, you know I love a good platformer, but, like, it's just, it's hard to explain. Like, you feel like you should have landed on a platform when you don't. It's not solid. The hitboxes are annoying. It just doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? But the animation is great, and pixel art's great, music and sound, and it's good. Like, it's a good challenge, but although that boss that you watched me face was the only boss that was really a challenge. Unfortunately.
Everything else feels a little routine.
Yeah. And then a lot of times that I've died, like there, it's just falling into spikes and it feels cheap. It doesn't feel like Like, I don't mind dying, but oftentimes it just feels like annoying that I died. Like, it's like, okay, so now my punishment is just having to go through that tedious room again, which isn't like fun. It's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Just go through the motions again.
It's like, I know I can beat that room, it's just annoying that I have to do it again. It's not, the consequences aren't welcome for dying. Like, I get to keep all my experience, which is nice. It doesn't really matter if you have a little bit less fervor. Like, I'll be fine. It's just annoying that I have to go back and go through the same. I know I'm being so negative. But the good things about the game are just good enough to make me like, well, yeah, for 25 bucks, I guess I can't complain too much. The good things about the game are fun. It looks like it's gonna freeze on me again, dude.
Damn, that sucks. You know what I hope they make one day? A good platformer that's like co-op.
Yeah.
I'll join you one day.
Yeah, it's too bad this isn't co-op. Like, yeah,
They are gonna release Streets of Rage 4, but I watched the video. It's like,
uh-oh.
it feels a little too throwback, and that it's. I don't think it would be too much of a challenge, or bring anything new that I would like.
Yeah, I would like it if it's just like, so like when Double Dragon 4 came out, I was excited for that. Because they even said, oh, we got like a lot of the, or some of the people that worked on Double Dragon 1 and 2 worked on it. It was only like $4, I think. Double Dragon 4 for $4. Like, what's to hate about it? But it was awful. It was horrible.
Damn, see?
And it wasn't even online co-op. Like, what the hell? Like, you can only
That's
do
like
couch
the
co-op.
perfect game. Yeah, it's like couch co-op, really?
Who can sit on each other's couches anymore? This is 2019.
I know exactly. We live too far away. We all work different schedules. It's like,
yeah.
come on, guys.
I mean, yes.
You want our money?
I agree. Like, it would be great if it were easier. I would prefer to play in the same room with my friends. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, if I was 10, yes, that would work. But we're almost 40, it's not gonna work.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of games that, like, that game, it seems like, how hard is it to program online co-op into, it's totally just an 8-bit game. Like, I mean, I'm sure it's not technically an 8-bit game, but if they did anything right, it looks like an NES game.
Yeah, like, whatchamacallit, Switch got it right when you could get your buddies to play with you, or a random player to play Double Dragon 2 with you, or, you know, or any of the other Mario games, or whatever. Oh, they even have River City Ransom on the Switch for the Nintendo emulator.
And it's a direct port of the Nintendo emulator, right? But then you can also play online co-op.
Right.
So
as long as you know your friend's friend code and all, or you have your friend added.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can play.
Dude, yeah. Well, yeah, of course. Now that I think of it, they did that with the Genesis collection. So.
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
I have the Genesis collection, but it's for the Switch.
Yeah.
Just because I wanted to take it with me everywhere. I didn't want to buy it for the PS4.
Dude, if I had a Switch, everything would be on the Switch that I buy.
Seriously, like your buddy Dan said, I definitely do play my Switch with the games more than the PS4. My PS4 is my Netflix machine right now.
Yep.
My Netflix and Twitch machine, and Amazon Prime.
Yeah. I totally understand.
If the AAA games were like fun again and not like a chore, I would definitely play it more. But everything's loot box this and unlock that, and
Yeah.
you're not allowed to have fun, and gotta pay to win. Like, fuck all of that.
Yeah, that's why I'm not excited about Borderlands 3. I couldn't be any less. Like, Borderlands 1 was my particular favorite, personally. Like, 2's great.
A lot of people
but...
know said that too.
Okay, I didn't know. I thought I was alone in that. It was definitely
that my buddy Clarence, who also went to Federal Terrace with us, just not in the same class.
Yeah.
He was a huge Borderlands fan. He loved the first one.
Yeah.
Not stop talking about the game. Kept trying to get me to play. I'm like, nah, graphics are too colorful, man.
Yeah, that was one of my.
Yeah.
One of my problems about 2 was it was too colorful, whereas 1 was like drab, Mad Max-esque sort of. Like, it was more colorful than Mad Max. But, like, I liked how it was just this big, drab, dusty wasteland. And it's hard to explain, but like Borderlands 2 has more variety of level design. Like, the environments are now there's like a mountain landscape and a snow landscape and like a desert landscape, and I liked how Borderland 1 was just the same bleak world through the whole thing, and I don't like. It's hard to defend that. That's if you know what I mean? Like, if I just said that and you'd never played either one of them, you'd be like, it sounds like 2's better. But
Yeah.
1 was
I'm
more a
looking at an article
consistent
right- oh, yeah.
theme, that's it. It was more consistent in its tone.
I'm reading an article on Kotaku.com right now.
Uh-huh.
It's they always have an article every Friday called "What Are You Playing This Weekend?" And he tells the guy who writes the article and says, "Well, this is what I plan on playing. How about you guys?" And he opens it up to the comments, and one of the comments is, wait for it. It is. Oh, I think it's open. That's it. Give me a sec here. Here we go. From one commenter. Trying to play some Blasphemy, which recently came out of Kickstarter. So far, it's a pretty darn fun game. A few quirks I didn't like so much, but otherwise a fun game for now. It's got a sort of Dark Souls vibe in terms of quests, but I can sort of kind of figure it out. Oblique and with no real directions, but I can sort of kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
That's what one of the guys said that they would be playing this weekend. And hey, watching you play that right now.
It's yeah, I mean, I don't mind that it's bleak.
Oh, he said oblique.
Oh, oblique.
Yeah.
And no real direction, it said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's been a couple times that in between gaming sessions I had to just look up on YouTube like where to go. I mean, I could have figured it out eventually if I just dedicated the time, but like it's too much back and forth going through the same old environments, and it's not clear where to go next. I'm sure it's intended to be that way, which I just don't like that aspect of Metroidvanias.
You know what I forgot was coming out this month? It's for the PC. It's Outer Worlds from the guys who made the Fallout games. Not Bethesda, but Obsidian, who makes the better Fallout games.
Yeah. What'd you think of Fallout 4?
Oh, I got the game as a gift for helping a buddy move out to his move in with his girlfriend,
Yeah.
and I got pretty far, but damn, I could none of the factions appealed to me. I was like, no, I don't want to do your quests, your freedom quests, or no, I don't want to join the Brotherhood of Steel or whatever, and I was just uninterested in the main plot. I think I liked part 3 better.
Yeah. That's the general consensus. 3's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 was awesome, but 4, I played, I played like maybe a good 10, 20 hours, and I was like, just couldn't get into it anymore.
That's 20 hours of your life you'll never get back.
Yeah, I don't regret it, but I was like, I was just hoping for, I was hoping it would top the experience I had in like Fallout, the first three Fallout games, because I loved every one of them.
And then there was Fallout 76, which...
Oh god, I watched that on, I watched a stream on that. I was like, good god, I'm so glad I didn't pay for this game.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't buy that game.
But Fallout Vegas was actually... Fallout New Vegas was actually, like, totally worth...
That's what I heard. That's the one game I did not play because it was a spin-off.
Yeah.
And Obsidian had the reputation of being charged with like, hey, make us this game. You have like a few months. And
Yeah.
then, they pour their heart into the story, but like it was extremely buggy at the time, and I never bothered. And I heard they like patched it up to where it's like, it's playable and all that stuff, but by that time the graphics were too outdated for me, and I was like, nah, I don't feel like playing. So I never gave it a chance, and I heard so many good things about it.
I might have just played that when it was at the right time to play it, because like I didn't even get into 3 until like everyone else was done with it. Like I think I played, well, I definitely got the Game of the Year edition, so it had been out for a while. And then by the time, and then I had to take a rest, and then by the time I played New Vegas, like my brother recommended it, and yeah, the graphics were definitely dated by that time. Although, even when Fallout games are brand new, the graphics aren't very impressive.
Yeah, especially those faces, dude. Oh, holy crap.
Yeah, I could compare them to like Deus Ex, like playing Deus Ex: The Conspiracy on PS2. Man,
Oh, that was, yeah. It was a fun game, but holy crap,
it looked
it's
like
dated.
dude, I was hella into that game, but it looks like
That game was good.
Yeah.
That game was so good.
but it
I
was
mean, I
it was
liked,
not good looking.
Humankind Revolution, but yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, Human Revolution and Mankind Divided.
Was it Mankind Divided? Yeah. Damn, that was another game I bought on first day, Mankind Divided, and for some reason it fell off the map for me from like after 10 hours. I
Yeah.
don't know if it was just apathy that kicked in or it was another game that came out, but I was like, nah, I feel like that's something else.
So that was the one on PS4, right?
Yep.
I've talked to other people that said the same thing, that they loved the PS3 one. I always get those mixed
Yeah,
up.
the PS3 one was so fun for me. I got super far in that game.
Yeah.
And again, I didn't beat it because I got to like one of the last stages, and it was just too much for me.
Yeah. My biggest problem with the one on PS4, I'm never going to remember which one's which, but the one on PS4, my biggest complaint about it was I was fully invested and interested all the way through to the end, but the final boss does not feel like he's not even the main villain like in the story, and it just feels like a regular boss. Yeah, so this would maybe make you not even want to finish it. Like, warning, like when you're fighting the last boss, he feels like just any old boss. It almost makes me, it reeks of like they're just gonna pick up where they left off in the next one. Like, it has no climax to the story. It's totally
was there any
anticlimactic.
build-up for meeting this guy or anything like that, or no? They're just like, hey, here's a boss.
Yeah, I don't. It was a long time ago, and I only played through it once, like around when it came out. because I loved all the Deus Exes up to that point, and I even liked that one too. Like I know people that like ran out of steam before they finished it, but like that was my only complaint was when I got to the end, I beat the boss, and then it was like they rolled the credits, and I was like, that was the final boss. Like I felt like I was halfway through the game, like.
That sucks.
Or I mean,
Well,
3/4 or whatever.
yeah.
So
Damn, the one on PS3 was so good. That was so fun.
yeah, and that actually did
Though I always
have.
did make fun of his voice. Yeah.
I like Adam Jensen,
Jensen. Yeah.
but
I like
yeah.
how how he interacts with people. It's like, hey Jensen, how you doing?
I forget the name of that voice actor. Yeah, he's like. I like it.
He does sound cool, but it's just funny how like everyone interacts with him. It's like probably would have been better if you guys had like both actors in the studio at the same time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they had to record so much audio for voices. I like that guy as a video game voice actor, but
Yeah, he sounds cool.
I see
Don't
what
get
you're
me
saying
wrong.
though. Like when they're talking back and forth, it's like
Yeah, like when he's at the police precinct in Detroit, it's like, hey Jensen, how you doing? I need some answers, questions answers. Like, whoa, whoa.
yeah. Yeah, that was the same voice actor that did the voice for Far Cry Primal's hero,
Nice.
which I actually thought is perfect because he's like a caveman and he's speaking like this made-up cave language.
Nice.
Dothra.
Did you ever? Yeah. Did you ever play L.A. Noire?
Oh yeah, I love that game.
Dude, that took me back to the days when we used to play like detective and stuff, determined detectives.
Yeah.
Except you gotta really look at their facial expressions when you interrogate them.
Yeah. They should
Yeah,
totally
pay extra
remake that.
attention. They did remake it for the Switch, I think.
Oh, see? Everything is on the Switch.
I think that well maybe not just the Switch. I think they remade it for like all the consoles, but they remastered the graphics so it's a little more crisp or something.
I would totally buy that again if I had a Switch. Like, I have it on PS3,
Yeah, so do I.
and I bought, like, all the season pass, whatever. Just so I could wear all the different suits that kind of look the same.
Cole Phelps, badge number something 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 when he walks up to a police box or whatever.
That had excellent voice acting, like, from a lot of different
Yeah, it was the Mad Men
talented
cast.
Yeah, totally. There was tons of people they straight out of Mad Men.
Yeah. Yep, they had that Paul Kinsey guy, they had Pete Campbell, they had practically everyone who was not John Hamm or yeah.
Yeah, that's John Hammer's like the main character.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a guy named Rusty Galloway. Like, I loved all the names in that. Like, Clem Feeney. But that was like...
Yeah, they have LA Noire on PS4 for sure.
Okay,
Release.
so it was re-released on the
And the
PS4.
Switch and Xbox One, yeah.
Okay.
And yeah.
Well, I still say that there are a lot of games that make it to PS4 last for some reason. Like, Cuphead is never going to be on PS4. And
Yeah, I think Microsoft called dibs on that or something, and then somehow Nintendo got their hands on it. I think.
yeah, at first it was exclusively for Xbox.
Cuphead Switch. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another reason I want to buy a Switch. I actually love Cuphead so much because Paul Stever came over and he brought his Xbox just to show me Cuphead because he knew I'd love it.
Nice.
And
Dude, the animation is like so throwback and
yeah, it really looks like a
I say like it's
1930s.
old school like Popeye cartoons or Mickey Mouse cartoons or something.
Yeah. Yeah, the music, the soundtrack's very well done, but the gaming, the gaming is very super tight and exactly that kind of brutal difficulty that I love so much. I loved it so much that I broke my rule of not turning on my computer to download a game, but I was like, dude, it's either that or buy an Xbox One, and I'm not buying an Xbox, so
Yep, I refuse to buy Xbox. I'm burned out of that
hell no.
that Red Ring of Death shit.
Yeah, even though I never got the red ring, like there was so many ways that Microsoft disappointed me over and over, time and again.
I will say this though, they did have their hands on the first two Mass Effect games, or first three, I should say,
Yeah,
exclusively, and I loved that series except for Part 3.
I forgot that. Yeah, I never even played 3 because I heard enough.
Part 2 was the best.
Yeah, I was hella into 2.
Part 2, I think me and my coworkers each had a different ending. We were like, alright dude, who did you take with you on the last mission? Who survived
Yeah.
the ship crashing? And yeah, who'd you end up getting with? That was a question of the day for like everyone who would play Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, that was so
games
long
like that where we
ago.
just talk about that. Yeah, like games like that and like it's unrelated, but Heavy Rain. My
Yep.
coworkers each had a very different experience. Like I was the one that I had to have had the second worst ending in that game, just because everyone died or was like had to quit their job or whatever at the end. But still,
Yeah.
I got to hear what everyone's experiences were and how they tackled it. I was like, oh shit, you could do that? Fuck, that's totally not what I did.
I only played through that once, and I couldn't
same here.
tell you what happened. So I don't remember.
I just remember like half of the people I played like died, except for my son. That was the only person who like did not die, and the killer got away. That was the other thing.
Yeah.
And the FBI agent, he failed so hard, he just turned in his badge and special sunglasses and like walked out. I was like, damn. It was a good day for no one.
Didn't the killer turn out to be like your partner?
It was the detective. It was
Yeah.
the private eye. I was like, what the fuck?
That was the
Did
most
not see that
memorable
coming.
scene. Yeah.
That was the most memorable scene. And then it explains like, why is he like, remember that one level where he's like, oh, the police are coming. We should like wipe up, fingerprints and stuff from all the stuff we touched.
Oh
And all I
yeah.
could think was like, why? Like, why would we care? Like, you're a cop, or you're a detective. Like, why the fuck would that matter? And then it all made sense. Like, oh,
Yeah.
you're the killer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll see. It's a great game.
Yeah, it's another, like, I would totally buy Detroit if I had disposable income. But, like...
Yeah, I played that, and I got through it. I still say Heavy Rain was the best.
Yeah. You like Heavy
What was the
Rain
other game
more
they had?
than Indigo Prophecy? That's it.
I actually did. And Indigo Prophecy, I liked until the third act. The
Yeah.
third act where he's like shooting laser beams out of his eyes and running through New York. It's like, what the fuck? Where did this come from?
Yeah. I loved
He's
that.
literally shooting laser beams out of his eyes, but everything leading up to that point was so good, and then it turns like supreme sci-fi. I was like,
Wasn't it? Like, it was a fantasy in his head.
yeah, but I was like, whatever. That's the ending I got.
Yeah.
But it was such a good game, though.
Yeah.
Leading up to that point.
I only have... I think I played through that more than once, because when that was new and it was before Heavy Rain, like, that was so unique of a gaming
It was
experience.
revolutionary.
Yeah.
And the way that you got through it was like by playing Simon Says with your, your PS2 controller.
Totally. Yeah. I wish I could play that for the first time again.
I know that'd be great. The only game I really did not like and I did not finish, but I bought it, was Beyond Two Souls for the PS3.
Yeah, I didn't care for that one too much either.
Yep, I was just disinterested in the plot after the first like 5 hours. Like, oh, this is nowhere near as cool as Heavy Rain set the bar way too high. Indigo Prophecy set the bar way too high.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to top yourself after you made two blockbuster games like that.
But after Beyond Two Souls, I didn't play Detroit, but from what I'm hearing, like, they redeemed it.
It was actually good.
Yeah.
It's actually good, but again, I think I got like one of the second worst endings because, God, I ran out of time in like in one of the last stages. I'm like, no, and then the ending rolled. I was like, oh fuck. And I didn't want to like load the previous save because it was like literally like at least an hour of backtracking. I was like, nah, I'm good. But what I did like though, this is kind of unique for Detroit. Every time you finish a chapter, they show you the story flow diagram. They don't tell you what you would have unlocked, but it says you made the decision at this point, and if you had chosen another point, it would have branched off into this.
Yeah.
But it won't reveal what the choice was.
So it tells you the story.
It tells you the story or what you took, and it says like, hey, there was like 3 possible outcomes if you'd done this, and it would have jumped to this, and it just shows it as a review at the end of each chapter. I was like, you know what, that's pretty good. So if I ever want to replay it, I know what parts I can do to do things differently.
Yeah. Yeah, I can get behind that. Wasn't that free for PlayStation Plus? 1 month or something?
Detroit?
No, it was Heavy Rain that was free.
Oh shit, that was. Yeah, the remake, the remastered.
Yeah.
PS4.
I wonder how much is the LA Noire remake?
I think it's like $19. I was looking it up earlier.
Oh, that's not bad.
LA Noire, look at that. LA Noire at games. Oh, used it's like $17.
Okay.
Nintendo Switch it's $17 on Amazon.
Okay, that's not bad.
And then where's PlayStation? Well, anyway.
Yeah. Well, shit. What time is it? I got. Damn, it's 9:45 already. I got some people to call back, and I gotta eat something and get to bed. We've been staring at this load screen for a half hour now.
Alright then. Good talking to you as always.
Yeah, I'm glad you tuned in and got actually on a party chat, so we were able to catch up.
I was just burnt out from work this week, so you know what, I'm just gonna stay in tonight.
Yeah. Well, good. I'd still down to actually physically hang out too if we ever have the time, but
yeah.
Just keep in touch.
What days are you usually free?
Weekends. I'm actually free. Not tomorrow, but Sunday and Monday. I'm off Monday.
Let's see. Sunday, I'm already have plans. It'll be 19th. I'm busy. I'll be at my parents' house. Maybe in a couple of weeks or so. Let me see. What's on the 26th? 26 is nothing.
I always forget that I still have your actual cell phone number, and
I know, same here.
yeah. So yeah, we should make that happen.
Alright, I'll put this on the calendar. 26. I'll just type in Joe. That's it.
Yeah. The 26th October.
Yep, that'll work.
Alright.
Cool, maybe I could come over to that side of the city or something like that.
Yeah.
That side of the bay.
Yep, nothing in my calendar for 26, so yeah. I'll put
Alright.
something in my calendar too, so I won't forget. So yeah, let's do that.
Cool. Well, I'll see you then, Joe.
Alright, thanks for tuning in. Getting better every day.
Yep. Alright, see you later.
Alright, have a good weekend.